Democrats are holding firm, demanding that Republicans make moves to protect health care. But Republicans, also unwilling to budge, point to a White House memo stating the Democrats want health care for undocumented immigrants. But that's something Democrats claim is impossible.
They prioritize taxpayer-funded benefits for illegal aliens over keeping the government open for American citizens.
Donald Trump and Republicans have barreled us into a shutdown because they refuse to protect Americans' health care.
And today essentially looks like a failure for any measure to fund the government moving forward. The next time lawmakers set to try again is not until Friday, day 3. And with the government shutdown, millions of federal workers are now left wondering what will happen to their jobs. Some 20,000 of them call Minnesota home, all of whom will not get a paycheck until the shutdown is resolved, and some may lose their jobs entirely. Joining us live is ABC 6 News reporter Chandler Jackson. And Chandler, as far as a local impact, what can you tell us tonight?
Yeah, Maisie, behind me is one of the bigger federal employers here in Rochester. That's the Federal Medical Center, which is part of the Bureau of Prisons. Many of the employees here are considered essential, which means not only will they be working throughout the shutdown, but they'll be working without getting a paycheck. And even though those paychecks have stopped, that doesn't mean their bills have.
Sandy Parr is a former employee at the Federal Medical Center in Rochester, having just recently retired after 26 years.
I started at the Bureau of Prisons as a nurse and did that for about 15 years. And then I went into the business office for about a year, and then I retired out of food service and as an EEO counselor.
Over her career, she's been through plenty, including multiple government shutdowns.
For essential staff, you're coming to work every day under stress already, trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills, put food on the table, even basic paying for daycare. That stuff doesn't stop even though your paycheck does. So it gets very stressful for staff during times like this.
But the impacts don't end with federal employees. The last government shutdown, and the longest in history, lasted 35 days between December 2018 and January 2019.
What happens when the morale does eventually break, or people have just had enough? I mean, not being able to pay your mortgage or put food on the table for 35 days, like that, there's a certain level of stress that goes to that. So for those folks, like, how many of them just walk off the jobs and just quit?
If that happens,
you start to see increased wait times at airports. You start to see more violence in federal prisons go up because there are less corrections officers there to police that.
Not to mention the damage a prolonged shutdown can do to the economy. For many workers, all they can do is wait it out and hope an end comes soon.
We do eventually get paid. Everybody says, well, you get paid eventually, but eventually doesn't help put food on the table.
And of course, amid all of this, the Trump administration has said that instead of furloughing many federal workers, as is typical, it'll instead be looking to fire workers permanently. Now, while essential employees like those here at FMC Rochester likely won't be the target of that, Parr says that that could hurt people's interest in pursuing federal employment into the future. Maisie?
Yeah, Chandler, and as federal workers are trying to manage their finances without actually getting a paycheck, is there anything that they can do for some of those larger payments that you mentioned, like mortgages or loans?
Yeah, Maisie, I spoke with Parr about this, and while it's no guarantee, some banks or creditors may actually be able to waive late fees or work with federal workers in the meantime while they wait for their paychecks to come back. Those workers will just have to reach out, if they haven't already, just to see what options are available to them. Live in Rochester, Chandler Jackson, ABC 6 News.